Welcome back to High Cheese, Mets news, baseball news. I'm Tommy. This is Bobby. Fire and Lizzie, baby, because the boys are back in town, as are the Mets. We're getting ready for a brand new season. We are ready. We're excited. This team's looking different from last year. We got a latest edition, hot off the press last night. So stay tuned. Get ready for some High Cheese. We're back. We're back, and we're better than ever. Get ready for some Mets content. Here we go. Welcome back. How are we, Bobby? How are we?
Oh, good.
Let's go.
Good.
Let's go. You ready for some baseball? We had the Soul Series started us off a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah. That was an interesting little, not to talk too much about it, but
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yamamoto guy doesn't know how to pitch.
He'll be fine, but it's
100%.
just
100%.
Alarming to happen in Korea to him. But
yes, dude, because he's used to those environments. It was very puzzling. I thought he was going to shell. I'm not shell.
Yeah.
He got shelled. I thought he was going to shove. Yeah, dude, because it seemed like it was a perfect storm for him to show up. He didn't. Pulled after the first. 45 ERA. We're not going to pop on that. We'll get old Dodgers fans in the comments.
Yeah.
Mets baseball, they'll be like, what about your team? Accurate, but expectations are low. So that means results will be high.
Bet high.
Because we are ready for some Mets baseball. Keep the pressure off. Keep the pressure.
Underdog. I'm an underdog team. I like being the Mets are always an underdog. We don't do
100%.
well as
100%. Keep us out the headlines.
Team. Yeah.
Throw the Bronx Bombers in the headlines. Keep us on the back burner. And then when April is not the time to worry about playoffs. When August and September roll around,
there you go.
That's when people will be like, "Oh, NL East is looking like a tight race." You're damn right it is, my friend.
Oh yeah,
it is. So the Mets team, we got a lot of obviously last season. It's been a while since we've been back. First off, welcome back. I got married last year. How are we?
Yeah,
I took a break. Yeah, we took a break off, and then the season started to go downhill. And it was, what are we gonna do? We're gonna come back and talk about how much it sucks? No. So we're back now. So, we sold off the team. We got a lot of prospects back. So the team's, but as much as we got rid of stuff, the team looks very similar.
We got the core. We kept the core.
Yeah.
It was just the old veterans that came in and a lot of the older, traveling pieces that we got. Those got rid of. And we got some youth out of it. We got a lot of some Gilberts and some Acuna and,
all fun in the future, which has a lot of, they were fun during spring training. They put up some numbers.
Absolutely.
They looked great.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every bit of it.
You think we see any of them this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think we get to see Drew Gilbert for sure. I think Gilbert's one that definitely might. I think also it dictates the year. You know what I mean? Or the year dictates it. If we're in a playoff race, probably not as much. If we're in a 500,
injuries too. Big
injuries as well. So we'll see. I think we'll definitely see a couple, but I got to see them in action, so that was kind of really cool.
That's right. My man just decided, hey, I'm going to Florida. I'm going to watch the boys in spring training.
I got this sweet T-shirt.
Sick shirt. Yeah, very festive, very springy.
The pops.
Very springish. Yeah, sweet. It was fun. You got to see
it was a blast
shot too, right?
Oh yeah, it's funny too. I took my camera out for not a lot. I took a couple snaps, but I'm I'm gonna get a video of Pete right here, and on that pitch it was just and I was like,
I love it. That's fantastic.
But no, the stadium's incredible. Every Mets fan needs to get down there because it's just memorabilia. You just walk around, it's just everything. They had a whole wall of every player that's come up from the Mets since 1988, which was the year I was born. So it was
that's all of our guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just every Met that's come up in my entire lifetime. So that's
very cool.
dope. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds super cool. I gotta get down there for it one time.
Everyone.
I was living vicariously through you, and it looked awesome.
It was.
So getting into late acquisition. So season starts next week. Season starts in less than a week from now. You'll probably be watching this over the weekend, maybe Monday, Tuesday, who knows? But the season will start soon.
Yeah.
And just last night, the Mets made a huge addition to a spot that was not sorely needed because it's you could position people to it, but now we have a solid designated hitter, dude.
It was one of those things that it's you're oh, it's all right. He's our guy. Vientos will be fine. But once you get that nice, like, sexy guy, it's just like, yeah, now that lineup looks real nice.
So the Mets signed J.D. Martinez to a 1-year, $12 million deal. It happened last night. And then this morning, J.D. Martinez, there was rumors about him coming to the Mets. And I told you, and I told all my friends that were Met fans, I was like, this seems like the classic Met bait. Jason Bay type shit, where it's like, oh, we're going to sign this dude to a 4-year deal just to watch him end his career on this team and just be nothing what he was. And that's why I was so against it. And then the second they signed him and it was a 1-year deal, I was like, yes, that makes me, it puts all my worries out the window, because in my head, I'm just thinking back to those old contracts of ours where we're taking these players on their way out. Granted, he's not on his way out. He had a great season last year.
Against McGill, JD gets into this one. JD Martinez hammers one.
Last year had over 100 RBIs, like over 30 home runs. But 1 year, $12 million, that's good by me. And then they also announced this morning that they're deferring $8 million or $7.5 million until 2038 or some shit. So we only got to pay this dude I will take JD Davis on a 1-year prove it deal, right? Because you gotta, if he wants to play again, he's gonna show up and start swinging, and it puts a little fire under him. I love it. I loved it. I was hating it. I was a JD Martinez hater, not the player, but the idea of a long contract. And now we got him for a year, and it's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I think right off the bat, like, it just helps Pete Alonso's average. You know what I mean? Like, I think Pete Alonso, he had such a low average because he had no one really behind him, so he's always getting these junk pitches and trying to make something out of nothing. Now he's got JD behind him. Pitcher's got to pitch, and Pete's going to polar bear it.
No more sliders in the dirt for our guy.
That's what I mean, my guy. Let them low sliders, like where the butt comes out, and he's just
no more. The polar bear is gonna rip.
Yeah, yo.
So very exciting. So that's one of the
5'9".
5'9". Home run expectations are gonna be through the roof. We added some bullpen pieces here and there, but JD's the big get. JD is the big offseason because we had a quieter offseason in terms of, compared to the Dodgers and all that.
I think JD's the big get right now because depending on how the season plays out, I think one of our rotation pieces may be looking like one of the best adds that we get because there's some guys on there that 100%. Have potential.
We talked about this when the season was ramping up, when spring training was ramping up. Me and you were talking about it, and we were saying how the question marks with the bullpen are crazy because the potential, exactly, Luis Severino potential, the potential of Quintana, the potential of Coda when he's back and not injured, the potential of Tyler. He added a cutter, and he was looking filthy all spring training. He had the lowest ERA on the Mets. He got the 5th spot. Like, the rotation can either be so. It's either going to be so mediocre or so awesome. It's literally like one or the other.
Because there's 3 guys that have shown that they can be those guys.
Yes, exactly.
They just have had off years, but like new place can change a lot, and this organization is different than a lot of organizations.
100%. I heard from someone. One of my buddies at work told me that he heard that the Mets found that Louis was tipping pitches, and they course corrected and that's why he was having a decent spring training, and it was
it's one of those things that, like, even if he was or he wasn't, it's like that psychological, like, am I tipping? And 100%. Once you start thinking, am I tipping, you're thinking about mechanics. And once you're thinking that much about mechanics, you're going to throw off. It just, it becomes a really bad spiral for a pitcher.
Yeah. It's just the biggest question mark on the team is for sure the rotation.
But, I mean, our bullpen, I think, shown all spring training. But even our starting rotation all spring training stepped up. Everyone looked
we had one of the
really
best,
good.
We had one of the best rotations in all of baseball, all spring training. Again, spring training. I don't care. I don't care. Like, it still matters. It still matters.
Yeah. It's still guys working on their stuff.
Exactly. And
it's kids trying to prove it and try their hardest. Like, the pros that get their at-bats are working at certain things. Yeah, they may not be, you strike out Pete Alonso spring training, big deal. He's working on stuff.
Whatever.
But there's kids out there that are trying to hit you.
100%. 100%. changes this year. Slight change.
Changes.
Actually, not slight changes. You want to talk about some? You want to talk about some nonsense?
Yeah.
They're going to start next. The buttons are coming off the black jerseys. They just keep taking things off these jerseys every year. Every year I got to deal with this. At first it's the piping. Now it's the white background on the hats and the jerseys. I can't stand them. These black jerseys are the worst, dude. They are awful. They took the white out of them, and they got no piping anymore. And it's also Fanatics. Fanatics. We don't need to get into that one. That mess of the tiny numbers and the tiny jerseys and the logo underneath the collar. It's all nonsense. And to top it off, we got shitty black Mets jerseys now, and not our classic perfect jerseys that we've had for forever. Yeah.
Let it out.
Did you see them? Did you see them?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Oh yeah. They look like more like Baltimore because it's just orange and black. That's really all you can see from a distance is orange and black. But
they're so dumb looking.
Yeah.
They just look like knockoffs. They look like knockoffs, dude.
It's sad. Jerseys, the see-through pants, the non-matching grays, the gray tops with the non-matching gray bottoms, the
extra balls every count.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, see-through pants. See-through pants can't have that.
This guy's swinging with two bats.
Yeah, dude, the jerseys are ridiculous. They're freaking crazy. I guess maybe the City Connects better be absolutely electric because you got a lot to make up for. You got a lot to make up for.
I don't know. I'm not going to say
in the dirt. In the dirt.
Oh, in the dirt. In the dirt. Like I have no. Yeah. They will never beat the Mercury Mets. Is the problem? Like that's like such the bar.
What if they just bring out the Mercury Mets?
Stop.
Then it's sky high.
Stop. Then it just like.
Fun additions this year. Another fun addition. Did you hear?
Did you see them?
Allegedly, according to some stranger on Reddit, who is a Giants fan, he claimed that the Giants. It was because the Giants put up a video of how they added LED lights to their stadium, and apparently so did the Mets.
Ooh.
So we might have some very fun.
Uncle Stevie was inquiring about that last year.
Well, I think it's a thing. Yeah. According to some stranger on Reddit. Wish I took his name down. It was like, I think it was vulgar, so I probably couldn't have anyways. But he said, he goes, the Giants and Mets both added LED lights, and I took his word for it. So I'm banking on that guy being right.
There's also a rumor out there circulating about some matte helmets.
That's right. So, yeah, there was a video that circled around a couple of weeks ago of the Mets shooting the stuff that goes up on the billboard, stuff that goes up on the Jumbotron in between innings before the game starts, of them holding bats and just being like, we're coming for you. Just dumb shit like that, you know?
Never.
And exactly. And in that, there was behind-the-scenes footage, and they showed it was they panned over to Lindor in front of a green screen holding a bat, and there was a table full of helmets, matte helmets, and they were matte helmets with the raised logo, which for years me and Bobby have been talking about how we want the matte helmets. They look clean. They look nice.
They're so nice.
I don't know if it's permanent. I don't know if it was them testing it, but if they used it for the promos that are going to be on the Jumbotron,
one would think.
Guessing that's going to be used.
We'll see.
And then someone I work with was like, "What about the metallic? They have that metallic orange and the shiny blue." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
mix it up. That'd be cool. Maybe if you bring the mats on the road, wear them with the road grays, and then maybe wear the shinies at home. Regardless, I just would love to see those matte helmets. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, possibly new stuff. Brisket might be back at Citi Field on some mac and cheese. It's not very important, but I'm excited about it.
A lot of cool food. I saw that post. It looked delicious. They had a whole table. I was like, sign me up for that table.
Every time, everyone always talk like it doesn't matter what you're a fan of. You'll always like every baseball team fan wants to go to Citi Field to eat their food because it all looks so good.
So good.
Yeah, but so that's kind of what we're getting down to. We got not a lot of time left. We got everyone's getting ready, ramping up. I got a fun bet on Pete Alonso hitting over 41.5 home runs. What do you got Pete at this year?
We can get into like some predictions later on, but I don't know. I'd say realistically 45. 45. We'll go with 45. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just my off the trigger, not prepared to answer that.
He's hitting at least 50. So. Starling Marte will probably steal another 85 stolen bases this year.
That's what I really love to hear.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'll give you here's a question for you.
What's
Who's
up?
going to be our best starting pitcher by the end of the season? Who's going to have the best numbers?
I mean, it's such a chance, but I think that it's either going to be Quintana or Minaya. But then Severino looked really good. But so I don't know. I think Minaya is going to have a bounce back.
Lock in one. I'll do the same. I'll lock in somebody.
Fine. Severino.
Sevy, I like it. I'm going with big drip. Tyler.
Word.
I think he's gonna. I think starting at the bottom. I think being in that fifth spot. What we were saying before, less pressure. I think he's just gonna because he was the 1 or 2 to start last season. Didn't he start our home opener? Let someone else take that. Take the reins from that and let Tyler just get his shit together. Work on his shit.
I'm here for it.
Stuff.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, so we'll get more next to some expectations, some predictions hopefully before the season starts next week. So yeah, keep tuned here, High Cheese Media. We got more Mets stuff coming this year. We're excited to fire this up again and talk to all you guys and let you know how excited we are about Mets baseball because we're to the moon, baby. Mets to the moon, as always, baby.
It is the best month for a Mets fan.
Expectations through the roof, baby. So we'll see you next week. We'll hopefully Shohei's not in jail by then, and we'll be ready for the baseball season to start. Adios, High Cheese, baby.